Students, now we are going to describe very important group of plant kingdom, that is angiosperm, and it is last group of the plant kingdom, that is actually put in the last category after the gymnosperm, and it is the last topic even also for the chapter 3. Now let us describe the one by one about the features and functions of angiosperm. Actually, angiosperm group is highly developed and widely distributed throughout the all part of the world. The plant that you can imagine is undoubtedly related to the angiosperm. Suppose that imagine a name of plant. So the plant that can you see in your surrounding, that can you actually observe in your surrounding, is basically undoubtedly belong to this group. So it is very broad group of the plant kingdom. Now back to the other features regarding the angiosperm. Actually there are about 352,000 known species is still available in the taxonomical category belong to this group. 352,000 angiosperms, the group of plants, different plant species are actually known, that is actually known, it means that are actually discovered, and many yet to be discovered. Now back to the next features regarding the angiosperm. Actually it may be the group of angiosperm may be too short or maybe too long. Keep in mind, the shortest known plants belong to the angiosperm is Wolffia. The shortest known plant of angiosperm is Wolffia. It is measuring about 0.3 millimeter in height, the very short 0.3 millimeter in height. It means in meter scales the smallest unit is 1 millimeter, but it is very shorter than the 1 millimeter. It is about 0.3 millimeter. So it is very interesting plant. The Wolffia is very interesting plant that may be seen under the microscope. Now back to the example of long plants or very large plants regarding the angiosperm. Actually the species of eucalyptus is actually very longest plants as an example for angiosperm. The average height of eucalyptus may be 100 meter to 120 meter in length. That is the overall measurement and overall morphology regarding the angiosperm. Angiosperm plants are called true flowering plants. It is called true flowering plants. Why? Because in the previous topic, that is in case of angiosperm, the flowers may be absent or may be present depending upon their natures, but in this group of plant kingdom, that is in this group, the plants are mostly present in the flowers are mostly present in each plants regarding their floral appendages and the other parts of flowers. But in case of gymnosperm, the flowers may be present or may not be present. If flowers are present, then the flowers are actually not true flower. Keep in mind, the flowers do not have a complete structure of sepal, petals, etc. in case of gymnosperm. But in this way, in case of angiosperm, the flowers are actually true flowers, having the true floral appendages like sepal, petals, thalamus, etc. Now the other important features, it consists true root, true stem and true leaves by means of all aspect of their structures as well as their anatomy. Now back to the next important part, that is also a vascular plant, similar to the Pteridophyta and gymnosperm. As like the Pteridophyta and gymnosperm, it has the true vascular plants and highly developed than the gymnosperm. Not only the xylem and phloem, there are so many xylem elements and phloem elements are present in the gymnosperms regarding the all plants. Keep in mind. Now back to the next important structures of the angiosperm. Listen carefully. The group of angiosperm bears true fruit and seeds, that is true seeds. What is true seeds? The seeds of angiosperm consist seed coat, while in case of gymnosperm the seed coat was actually absent. That is key points regarding the angiosperm. The seeds of angiosperm consist seed coats. That is very important points regarding the only angiosperm. And fruits are actually developed from the ovary. It may or may not be developed from ovary depending upon their parthenogenetic nature, but later it will be defined. But mostly the true fruits are exist in the angiosperm, that is developed from the ovary. Fruits that develop from ovary is called true fruits. That develop from ovary called true fruits. But in gymnosperm mostly seeds are actually only found without seed coats, and the fruits are actually not in true nature. Now back to the group of angiosperm. Actually the angiosperms are categorized into the monocotyledons and dicotyledons. The monocotyledons and dicotyledons. Listen carefully. Monocotyledons are those that are actually that you have in pre-mindset, that is rice, wheat, etc. are keep in the monocotyledons. And dicotyledons like all pulses, सभी दाल वाले पौधे जैसे पिजन पी, ठीक है, इसके अलावा पी, ये सब क्या है, इंपॉर्टेंट डाइकॉट प्लांट्स है. कैसे हम डिफाइन करेंगे डाइकोटिलेडन्स और मोनोकोटिलेडन्स? कैसे? सिंपल सा मैं एक ट्रिक दे दे रहा हूँ, आप देख लीजिए. जब कोई मोनोकॉट के पौधे जर्मिनेट करते हैं तो ऐसे सिंगल क्या निकलता है शुरुआत में? सिंगल कॉटिलिडन्स. जर्मिनेट होने के बाद सिंगल कॉटिलिडन्स निकलता है, ठीक है. और जब कोई डाइकॉट का प्लांट ग्रो करता है तो उसमें 2 लीव्स ऐसे अर्ली स्टेज में 2 लीफ निकलते हैं. दैट्स वाई they are actually, because of having 2 cotyledons in the embryo, they are called dicot. Because of having single cotyledons in embryo, they are actually monocot. But later I will describe you in morphology and anatomy of flowering plant, that is chapter 6 and 7. I will describe you regarding the like 5 and 6. That's morphology of flowering plant chapter 5 and anatomy of flowering plant in chapter 6. I will describe you whatever the internal and structure different between the monocotyledons and dicotyledons. But don't be panic. Actually monocotyledons can be defined as the embryo in which single cotyledons are exist and in which embryo are 2 cotyledons. That is, in the embryo the 2 cotyledons are actually exist. Now back to the other features regarding the angiosperm. Angiosperms are actually flowering plants, the group of flowering plants. So anytime if I discuss regarding the flowering plants, then there is a angiosperm. Undoubtedly the angiosperm are actually flowering plants. The flowers may be bisexual or may be unisexual. Listen carefully. Bisexual flowers and unisexual flowers means, listen carefully. The bisexual flowers are those flowers in which the male and female reproductive systems are found in the same flowers. Male part of flowers is actually the stamen and female plants is actually the ovary, that is carpel. Carpels are actually the female, that is known as the gynoecium. Gynoecium is the female plant and male is androecium. So when the male and female both are found in the same flower, the flowers are said to be bisexual flower. For example, hibiscus, mustard, etc. Unisexual flowers in which only either the male or female, only either male or female are found, that is actually known as unisexual. When the only male are found, in case of unisexual, when only male, that is only stamens are found, that flowers are known as staminate flower. Example, papaya. पपाया में आप देखेंगे प्लांट यूनिसेक्सुअल है, तो यूनिसेक्सुअल प्लांट्स में आप देखेंगे दो तरह का पपाया होता है, कुछ पपाया में फ्रूट्स होते हैं, कुछ पपाया में फ्रूट्स नहीं होते हैं। जिसमें पपाया में फ्रूट्स नहीं होता है वो मेल प्लांट्स है, ठीक है, और वो स्टेमिनेट है। प्लांट्स दैट आर यूनिसेक्सुअल इन नेचर एंड कंसिस्ट ओनली फीमेल रिप्रोडक्टिव पार्ट, दैट इज एक्चुअली द ओनली कंसिस्ट कार्पेल और पिस्टिल और गाइनोसियम आर कॉल्ड पिस्टिलेट फ्लावर, पिस्टिलेट फ्लावर। बस इतना ट्रिक जान लो कि जिस प्लांट्स में स्टेमिनेट फ्लावर होगा उसमें कोई ना कोई पिस्टिलेट फ्लावर भी होंगे, ठीक है ना। सेम थिंग्स दैट इज एज लाइक द ह्यूमन, अगर ह्यूमन में कोई मेल है तो सीधी सी बात है कहीं ना कहीं कोई फीमेल होगा। दैट इज द की पॉइंट्स रिगार्डिंग द facts of angiospermic flowers. Later I will describe you how do the angiosperm perform their reproduction process and how do they generate their life cycle and how do they complete their life events. Thank you.